What's going on YouTube? It's your host Bruce GNT, and for today's video is going to be a follow-up to the last one I just posted with the Ohio woman, the white woman that I guess so happened to be in front of his home, questioning about whether or not it was actually his home, and then saying that this guy was following her or chasing her or whatever. I don't know what she was afraid he was going to do. She never really explained. She just said she just had fear. His name is JENKINS, and that's his wife. And they're on Shannon Sharpe's nightcap, pretty much explaining what happened in the course of events. So at least we get to see a different side, and most likely get the truth, because pretty much what it seemed like they're saying is what we saw on the ring camera, as opposed to what I guess Michelle Bishop was trying to say. And I want to give a shout out to GT Sound 12. Without him, I probably would have never found this video. Essentially tell me that, you know, Shannon Sharpe did a whole interview with them. So thanks. But let's jump right in.
So proud to come home. I'm pulling up, checking out my Christmas lights we just put up for the holiday season. And there happens to be a lady in the driveway with 2 kids. So I don't think nothing of it. Kids coming in and out my house all the time. I got kids, got a family over here. I don't think nothing of it. I think she's looking for the front door. I say, hey, are you looking for somebody? She doesn't answer. She then proceeds to go to the porch. So I'm like, okay, so she's probably coming over. So I pull in the driveway. I'm about to park, and she rings the doorbell and comes to the front of the front porch and stops me and says, do you live here? And I said, yeah, I live here. She said, well, I don't think so. So I said, well, what are you doing here? She says, I don't think you live here. Picks the kid up, drops the stroller, hops off the porch, starts running, and I hear screaming, yelling for help. At that point, now I'm in fear. I'm in fear because I know what we face as Black men in America. So I rush to the garage, park in the garage, come in the house. My wife's in the office. I said, babe, some white Caucasian lady, she just jumped off our front porch, screaming, yelling for help. I don't know if she's gonna call the police. I'm pacing back and forth. I don't know what's about to happen. 6 p.m., regular day. We pacing back and forth. I don't, at this point, I'm like, I don't know what's about to happen. She comes back before the police gets here. I don't want to go outside. I don't want to go outside with them outside. And the police pulls up, and I don't know what's going to pop off. If the police pull up, altercation happen, anything could happen. Right. I know they're going to side with them. So my wife's come outside, and she just wants to figure out what's going on because she's in shock. And I'll let her say how she ended up coming outside or whatnot.
Okay, when he
came home and he said, you know,
I was going to ask you. He comes into the house. He says, babe, there's a white lady standing on our porch. She's running, yelling, screaming. I don't know what this is about. And so what's going through your mind when he explains what he just encountered?
I was in my office working and I'm confused. I'm not understanding what's going on. Like, what do you mean there's a white woman running, screaming for help? Screaming for help for what? He's like, I don't know. And immediately my heart dropped. I'm like walking and pacing back and forth. Like, okay, just wait. Okay, well, what happened? Nothing. I was just pulling in the house. And I'm like, what is she screaming for? He's like, I don't know. And I'm like, are you, what? What? And I keep opening up the door because I feel like the police is going to come here. Somebody's about to come here, and I don't know what's going to happen. I don't even know what fully happened. I didn't hear anything. I'm in the house working.
So
and so I kept opening up the door, and that's when I came out.
So she did end up calling the police.
She did end up calling the police.
She did call the police.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. Now, this happened in November. The video just recently got released. What caused you guys to release? Because I'm glad this is on ring camera. Because you're absolutely right. Had this not been captured on camera, on video, we already know the story that was going to be told and how it was going to be spun. But you guys had it on camera. What?
Exactly right. Because you see how in her video she was trying to say, oh, the way he was talking to her wasn't friendly at all. It wasn't approachable. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure this dude wasn't coming at you no type of way. But okay, use your little distorted mind to see that however you want to see it, or try to remove accountability from yourself. You effed up, apologize, and then move on.
Made you guys finally decide to release it?
Well, I actually released the video in our community Facebook group.
Oh.
We have a community Facebook group, about 500 or so people, and ever since I've been like, we've been shattered, we've been upset, it's so many different factors and so many different feelings. So many different feelings. I put the video in our community Facebook group to share what happened, and it took a lot for me to do that. And then we woke up and the videos everywhere.
You know what's funny? It's one thing to experience racial profiling in public. You know, in public, I'm sure we all have stories where it happens in that setting. But for it to happen in your own home, I mean, it can be unsettling. It could be uncomfortable, especially when it comes to a place that you call a place of peace that we can all get away from, you know, from the outside world. Has that affected your sense of security and trust in the neighbors? And have you reconciled in any way with the neighbor who caused these issues?
Of course, there's a lack of trust. Of course, it makes us feel unwelcome and unsafe. We have 2 boys, and he leads our family. He protects our family. So to know that we can't go walk the dog, or someone looking at us is what's going to happen. It's a lot of weight. It's a lot of pain, and it's a lot of emotion.
I can still.
And he's desensitized to this.
I still hear it in your voice.
So of course, not once have we got. I thought the next day maybe there would be some flowers at the door saying about. Not once has this person reached out to us to give us a sincere apology.
Wait,
True. She only apologized in that moment, and that was obviously that I effed up type apology. And we saw in her video how she pretty much explained how she went live on Instagram and was like, oh, this crazy thing. And I don't know, people's obsession with social media and like doing certain things. If I was in her position, I probably would have went the next day and been like, hey, look, I'm really sorry. Like, I apologize. I know tensions were high last night. I'm coming here a little bit calm. And I just want to say that like there was no intention to disturb you in any way, shape, or form and to cause this. And look, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Looking at brother right now, I don't know if it's because of the lighting or whatnot, I can kind of see how she thought he was white. You know, that's not to take away from the situation and be like, oh, well, no, I'm pointing out the obvious here. The obvious is that looking at him straight on, and if I remove the fact that he has dreads, legitimately, bro, he look Puerto Rican. You know, I know he's black because I've seen black people of many different shades in my family and outside, but still, I would have thought like, so I can definitely see how she was kind of like, oh, I thought it was a white guy. Do I think that she thought it was a white guy? I'm 50-50. Seeing him now, it gives me more of like oh, maybe she legit did think this was a white dude. But there's still a part of me that's like, nah, I feel like she saw it was a brother a little bit.
HOA.
I reached out to HOA immediately after it happened.
Nobody said anything?
Immediately after it happened, I reached out. HOA ghosted me.
Wow.
For lack of better words.
Can I ask you this? Prior to that night, prior to that incident, had you ever seen this woman prior to this incident?
I've been in the neighborhood for 3 years. I built the house from the ground up. I know the developers in the neighborhood. I lived in the front of the neighborhood while I built the house. I walked to the job site every day. So have I seen her eye for eye? No. I've walked by their house and seen them on the front porch.
So she see
when they came, I didn't recognize.
Go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead.
I didn't recognize them, but I was going to say it's a 90% or more of the neighborhood is predominantly Caucasian. So we're one of Black families in the neighborhood.
And our house sits all the way in the back of the neighborhood, and the people ride by and take pictures every day. And there's a lot of publicity with our house. So it really was, it was shocking, but they stay to themselves in the neighborhood.
Let me ask you this. When you walk up and you ask, what can I help you with? And she says, is this your house? And you say, yeah. And she says, I don't believe you. When someone tells you they're standing on your porch and they tell that's not their property, and they tell you that this is not your property, what went through your mind when someone is standing on your porch and they say, well, you don't live here?
Well, that's when I was battle tested as a black man, as a man that been to prison, that's, had to transition and learn how to put pride and ego to the side and control your emotions.
Okay.
That's when that kicked in. That was the ultimate battle test. Because in my mind, I said the audacity of her. That was in my mind, but I had to control my emotions in the moment because I knew where it could have escalated at. I'm thinking, well, what if she had a gun?
Correct.
Would she have been running, or would I have been running?
Is this a situation because now she said, well, you have to see it from my point of view. No, I don't need to see anything from your point of view when you stand on my porch. But for her to say, well, you didn't say, well, I really live here. I live here. I don't have to identify myself. This is mine. Why do I have to tell you who I am when you standing on my property?
It took everything out of me, not to get out of character. And especially when they came back, she brought her husband back. He was real standoffish. I was scared to go outside, but I sat on it. I was listening. I said, I can't let my wife sit out here with these people. What if the police pull up?
Correct.
So, I went outside and I just had to make my face known. And I had to let them know I do live here. A black man does live here. I did build this house from the ground up. I did design this house. I had to show my face. And as soon as I came outside, you could tell they switched it all the way up. Let's get out of here. Let's go.
It's like I said, I'm telling you, I think when the husband saw him step out, like the Michelle Bishop's whatever husband saw him step out, I think he caught on and was like, oh, yeah, we gotta go. Because I think he knew and was just like, yeah, my wife was bugging. And I wonder, has she ever had situations like this pop up before? Because in the video, the minute he stepped out, you can tell the husband kind of like adjusted his posture and was like, okay, hey, look, get the cart and we gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Because you heard it in the video. Whew. Man, oh man. That couldn't have been me. Because if someone said, I don't believe it, I'm like, what are you talking about? I wouldn't have bugged out, but I definitely would have made a face. I'm like, yeah.
They switched it all the way up.
When the police arrived, what did the police say? Okay, what was the side of the story that they told the police? And then what was the interaction once the authorities arrived?
I hid in the house. I didn't talk to the police. I'm not about to come out there with them. Those police might gun me down.
So you let your wife?
I hid in the house.
So you let your wife handle
I let her handle that. She can
okay.
tell.
What?
Yeah.
I made a report. I made a police report. It was emotional to make a police report because we all know what happens when you call the police. So I had to think to myself, do I go outside? It's dark. Do I let them come inside? Do I sit up? Do I stand down? Do I let my son? Do I let my son stand here? How do I explain this to him? And even explaining and sharing that this lady racially profiled us. She ran from our house screaming. There's no telling what people can think. My son came home from work, who's 17, and said, "Mom, what if I was taking out the trash? What if she had a gun? What's going on? Why are the police here?"
That's crazy. Hey,
But I knew I had to make this report.
Let me ask you this. She issued an apology. She also said that she reached out to you and tried to apologize multiple times, but she hasn't had a response from you. Did she try to apologize to you in person, or was it through this video that you guys have seen?
She has not tried to apologize to us in person, via phone, via the knock at the door, via a phone call, via email. No, only the live videos.
Now, apparently, if we're to believe what the report says, that this woman has a history going back as far as 2018 of creating these situations and then making herself out to be a victim. Have you guys seen that? Have y'all seen any of those reports that's being circulated?
I have not seen that.
I have not seen.
Can I ask you this? I want to ask you this. Have you thought about, since your privacy?
If it is true, I'll put it at the end of the video. If it's not, I won't. I'll look into that, because if that's true, then she deserves everything that she's getting. Sadly, like I said, I never believe in taking away someone's income, because that's how they live, that's how they support their family. But at the same time, consequences got to meet action. So, you know, it's one of those situations where if this is something that she does, which I don't know why did people like that. Like, why do you do that? You don't have, are you bored? Weirdos. But if that is true, I'll look into it, and I'll definitely put it in the video to, you know, let you guys know.
So what's going on? This is post editing, Bruce. I went on like a deep dive to find out more about this woman. So apparently she's been in the public eye for a few years now. She's part of this thing called The Ladies Edge, and she's on like all across Reddit, where people are just pretty much saying that she's pretty insane. Like, there's a lot out there about her being part of MLMs. She was involved with her now husband, but he was in a previous relationship where he has a special needs daughter, apparently. This is all alleged. Please do not take this as gospel. This is all alleged. Speculation. I do not know if this is 100% true. But anyway, there's a lot of like stuff from like years ago. I mean, like 4 or 5 years ago, like on Reddit, on certain news sites, even on YouTube, where she made like a whole YouTube video where I guess she was kind of like, not bashing, but kind of putting down this one chick because she's part of like this fitness world, and she's like, she was really into bodybuilding and everything like that. And she was putting down this one chick because she was saying how, I guess she gave her company a bad review, The Ladies Edge or whatever, and was saying how she gained 23 pounds. And she's essentially saying, hey, look, because of my background, I came through a whole lot. So I had to really put in the effort, and I took responsibility. Ironic, I know. One thing that's like a consistent thing is people are just saying that she's a nut job. That her and her family are kind of just cuckoo cuckoo. But yeah, I don't want to show anything because like I said, I don't know how true it is. So I don't want to show it, but yeah, it's pretty deep. I might, if this keeps unraveling like this, I might do another video. Like, apparently she's like a nut in the regular sense, and then a nut in the sense of she got really into religion, but not in a good way. Yeah, maybe that's why she act like that. She probably is a real nut. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, signing off.
Your security.
Mhm.
Have you thought about potentially even leaving that neighborhood and going elsewhere? Or you saying, nah, y'all not finna run us up out of our home?
She posted videos after this happened, and the neighbors brought it to us because they put 2 and 2 together. So that's how we even found out that they knew about it.
She mentioned to you, as you was walking up, you have to see her point of view. She's walking her kids, it's late at night. If you're that afraid, why are you out at night walking your kids if you're as afraid as you say you are? Did that cross your mind? Like, well, if you...
Exactly what I was saying. You're walking with appears to be a toddler, and then one that's in a stroller in the middle of the night by yourself in Ohio. And like I said before, it gets pretty cold out there. Unless wherever they're at is not that cold, but still. What are you doing? Like, it's just so weird. The whole interaction is just weird. And then that kind of leads you to believe what he just said earlier about her fabricating or creating interactions like this and being like a weirdo about it. Now it makes you look at it a little bit differently and think, are you just some a-hole that likes to go around and cause trouble with people? Crazy work.
Say you're afraid, why are you out here in the dark by yourself? You're married, your husband's not with you, and you got a small child. So it can't be that dangerous. You can't be that fearful of your life if you choose at night to walk a child.
It's 6 o'clock in the evening. Okay. It gets dark early, but yeah, we thought about that.
Of course. I wouldn't be outside walking with no.
Yeah.
No. Not at all, especially if you know, have been through things or whatever. Like, I'm not walking at night, period.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's as simple as that. And as soon as someone tell me that's their house, all bets are off. Okay, if you scared, then you walk home. That's it.
I don't know. I guess I just look at things differently. I've really never walked by somebody's house. Oh, you live here? Oh, definitely I'm not standing on somebody's porch and asking is this their home if they drive up. I'm in the neighborhood. I see somebody in their driveway or somebody on the porch. I throw my hand up. I keep it moving. I'm not going to stand on someone's porch and ask them if they live here. That's none of my concern. That's just me. Maybe I don't think I'm unique in that, guys.
We ain't nosy.
That's privilege.
We ain't nosy like that though. we ain't nosy like that, man. We see somebody, man. We chunk up the deuce. We say hello, and we keep it moving. The first thing we say, we see a nice house. Boy, that thing that nice, ain't it?
Right.
And we keep it moving. Who it belongs to? It ain't our business.
DeMichael, thank you for sharing your story with us. We really appreciate it. You handled that thing very well. To your wife, what's your name, ma'am?
Brittany.
You and DeMichael handled it very, very well. I'm not so sure very many people would have handled it with the class and with the poise that you did. You did everything right. And even though you did everything right, it seems like everything has gone wrong. She was wrong for coming onto your property. The authorities seem to be wrong for how they've handled this situation. Hopefully you get the clarity, you get the judgment, the respect that you deserve in this situation because you did everything right. And seemingly as of right now, things have gone wrong. Hopefully, the Nightcap family, everybody that's in this chat, we're praying for you that you get your sense of peace, you get your sense of normalcy, and you get everything that you deserve back tenfold. Because just talking to you, you're a good man.
Yeah, that whole situation is not scary in the sense of like I live in fear of that, but it's one of those things where you just think of, damn, like this could come off like that. Hopefully this doesn't have a lasting effect on him and his family, especially since they have like a young child and then a young man as well, because that could be something that really sticks in your mind and makes you think, okay, I gotta be careful when I'm around all white women. Yeah, but that's it. This is just a follow-up. If there's anything else that drops, I might make another video, but I'll look into that to see if she has a history of creating issues like this, and if there is that I could find and it's credible, I'll put it at the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment down below what you think and how you feel, and if you have a story about a situation that you've dealt with that was similar to this, let me know. We could talk about it, and subscribe for more because there will be more of things like this. I want to be all encompassing, like current events, social issues. I got a few more videos I got loaded up that I want to do, and yeah, that's it for now. Peace.